Hello everybody, welcome back to the video. In this video, we're going to be going over the new KMSD changes that are going to be coming to MapleStory. Us here in Global MapleStory are probably going to get these changes in about 6 months. Some changes could come a little earlier than that, but I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about what's coming in the future. There are so many changes in this KMST update. It's almost feeling like a major patch, to be honest with you. And there's a lot of very exciting things and a lot of very sad things, including a lot of buffs and nerfs for a bunch of the classes, new epic dungeons, a ton of quality of life, and much more. Hey, let's just rip the band-aid right off. If you're a Nightwalker main, 07, you are getting nerfed. But you know what doesn't have to be nerfed? Your ping with today's sponsor, ExitLag. Scanning the QR code on the screen will get you half off on the annual plan for ExitLag. Many Maplers already do use ExitLag to help improve their ping on the game, especially overseas Maplers. ExitLag has thousands of games to choose from, even MapleStory as well. You can reroute your connection to the server so you have faster ping, manually or automatically, and make sure you apply the route before you launch your game. It's super easy to set up even as a Dawn Warrior main. ExitLag also offers a plan for multiple people at once, whether you are doing or you have an entire party of 5 people. You can get the plan all together for a better price, and the QR code applies to all of the plans too. You can start cubing faster and get better lines quicker, not have to retry a flame 1,000 times, and spam the star forcing button like you never could before. Thank you ExitLag for sponsoring. Scan the QR code or click the link down below, and let's get right back to the video. All right, let's get straight into it. I appreciate you guys supporting me. The first thing that is brand new that is coming out is a new epic dungeon. This epic dungeon is called Nightmare Fairyland, and it's an epic dungeon that you'll unlock at level 280. An epic dungeon is just like a High Mountain and Angler Company, but this is a new one. It has new mini games and a lot more XP. So some of the mini games include like pressing certain numbers in certain orders, and you have a skill that could like stop time. There's also what seems like sort of like a Osu looking game as well, where you're gonna have to press these skills at certain times as well. But it's pretty interesting. It doesn't look too hard. There's like standard mobbing, standard bossing, stuff like that in epic dungeons. But the really good part of this epic dungeon is the XP in it scales until level 294. So even if you're 280, 285, 290, 292, the XP will scale all the way up to 294. So it's always going to be good to do on your main. And of course, you could do 2 epic dungeons per month. So you'll just do Angler or High Mountain on a secondary character, and that's how that character could get XP every week. So now let's quickly talk about the class balancing, which is the next big thing that they mentioned. I'm going to tell you guys some of the most important stuff that you need to know, but you really should join your class Discord because they're going to tell you all the little tiny details that I can't fit in one video. So definitely be sure to join your class Discord and ask them, or look around in the Discord because they probably already made a post detailing all of the exact changes. But I'm going to tell you some notes that I took and give you a general understanding of what they're trying to do. So the first thing that you got to understand is they are not rebalancing classes all together at once. They're rebalancing classes in 3 different batches. So last KMST, they did the first batch of classes, and now this is the second batch of classes, and next test server update, they'll do the 3rd batch of classes. Now, the thing that they're doing across the board, across all of the classes, is they are making the animations and lag on classes way less. So every single class in the game is going to be playing much faster, way smoother, less clunky. So the whole days of like, oh, this class is clunky, like it's just not a thing. It's just not going to be a thing anymore. Everything is going to be smooth. Everybody has a dash. Everybody has all these things that everybody has. Everybody has an up jump, and it's just going to feel really nice to play anything in the whole game, just from a pure feeling wise. Now, like I said, I'm going to have everything linked down below if you want to read it yourself. Also, again, please join the class Discord because there are so many changes for all of the classes. Like there's so many, but I'm going to tell you some of the most important ones. At the start of the video, I made a joke about how Nightwalker is getting nerfed and they're cooked. They're not actually getting cooked, but Nightwalker is getting nerfed, but we'll get to it. So for heroes are losing damage on their Burning Soul Blade, and Combo Instinct is also getting nerfed, so another hero nerf, however you feel about it. They do get regular up jump. Paladin is getting a buff on its blast skill and is getting a regular up jump. Dark Knight is getting some changes where like Gungnir's damage is a little reduced, but Spear of Darkness is easier to use, so it's like whatever, I guess. And then Bishop is actually getting a pretty big nerf with Benediction lasting 10 seconds less, and it's not increasing the final damage, it just lasts less, which is a huge nerf actually for Bishop. Marksman is getting a final damage buff, approximately 7 final damage, I believe, and they could teleport to their teleporter mid-air. Pathfinder is getting some cooldown reductions, and then their final damage from their gauge becomes a passive, I believe. I've been getting like mixed results on how people feel about it, but I think it's a good thing. Night Lord is potentially getting a very, very small nerf, but they're getting a lot of quality of life with their spread throw. They made it so Night Lord's spread throw doesn't go as wide anymore, and they made it like much easier to hit a boss with, so you don't have to be right in front of the boss, and it targets the highest HP target, which is actually really, really good. Dual Blade got a very slight buff. Buccaneer got a buff with their Howling Fist. Cannon Master got a new iframe skill, and the nuclear option does not have an iframe anymore, and they got a very small damage nerf. Dawn Warrior, they made it much easier to play. You don't need your toggles or stack up orbs anymore. They lowered the damage on Rift of Damnation because they capped the amount of attacks that it can have, but they increased the damage on Slash and Luna Divide. Wind Archer got a very slight nerf. Nightwalker, they changed the way that Greater Dark Servant works, and long story short, it's approximately like a 7, maybe 8 final damage nerf on Nightwalker, but these guys are dooming about it, and I find it pretty funny, to be honest with you. Surprisingly, Aran got buffed, and I know you might hear this and watch the video and be like, what? Of course Aran needs to get buffed. No, Aran is one of the most sleeper broken classes in the whole game right now. It's just that nobody actually knows that or wants to believe it for some reason. I feel like I'm crazy when I say that, but I'm being dead serious. Lumi got a really big change, actually. The Luminous players, I've been hearing a lot of like mixed results from them. Basically, what happened with Luminous is almost like a remaster. Equilibrium is on a set duration, and they got a new skill that's like a hold down skill, and it's just like a very different playstyle. So I know a lot of old head Lumis are like dooming. I think the damage is still fine though. It's just a very different playstyle. Mercedes got a very slight nerf. Blaster became even more easy to play for most players in the game, especially during burst, I believe. And then Battle Mage got also a very slight nerf. Let me know if I missed anything, but again, definitely be sure to check out the link down below so you can read it all for yourself, and join your class discords, please. They tell you everything that you need to know. And let's move on. Some changes that they made for common skills is you can use a B-Link during any other skill animation. You can just use it while holding down another skill. You can use your Genesis iframe while holding down other skills. You can shoot a Kalos shot while in the middle of other skills. They made it so Fatal Strike also doesn't lag anymore, which I think is a good thing. Some endgame sweats might not think it's a good thing, but it just makes the game less annoying to play. If you ever like super min-max something, you'll know how annoying it is to just like get fucked by Fatal or get super lucky with a Fatal. It's just inconsistent, and I like the consistency. They also made it so that the champion raid doesn't take as long to do. It's just way faster to do now. So Legion champion, the way that they're doing it is they're making it a little harder to get your 5th and 6th slot unlocked. You're gonna have to have your characters at least S rank to unlock the slots, which means that those characters are going to have to be strong enough to at least solo Black Mage to get your 5th slot. And I believe the 6th slot, you're gonna have to have your characters be at least strong enough to solo Saren, which I actually think this is a pretty good change. I do like that it is a little harder to get the last slots. I know I might be crazy for saying that. I don't think it actually matters if it's hard or not, because at the end of the day, the Legion champion system is an end game thing to do. So it is, in my opinion, good because it gives the end gamers something to actually like spend a bunch of time to work on. They changed it so that the Lux Sauna coupons, the VIP sauna, they made it so that you can set a level in it, and once you hit that level, you get kicked out of the sauna. So they're making it so that the sauna is like more nice to use, basically, which obviously is to draw more money out of the players, right? As you can see here, you can like set the limit, and then once you hit the level, you're done. And you can see how many hours and stuff you have. They had like a whole UI for it. They also made it so that the Destiny weapon and the Genesis weapon liberation quests, you can do them in practice mode now. So you don't actually have to consume your clear. You can still run in a party if you want, or duo, or trade bosses with whoever, and you could just clear it in practice mode with all the practice mode buffs, which makes the quests easier. They also made something called a red account system, which is pretty interesting. This is a new way of punishing players that are doing RMT services or anything suspicious. Basically, your account gets flagged and is going to be considered a red account, and it makes it so that you like can't get mesos or like fucking do anything for a while. Basically, they added pet illusion rings for vac pets. So if you don't want your vac pet to look like a vac pet, you can make it look like other pets, which is pretty interesting. I think this bird with a hat is very cute, to be honest. This is the new event that's going to be coming as well in the future, and this event is catered towards getting people above level 260 very easily. There's a lot of support for that through a ton of XP coupons, free Luxana tickets, growth potions, VIP booster coupons, all this type of stuff to help you get past 260 much easier, up to 2 characters. That's the goal of this event, basically. And it's designed around like a PC cafe or PC bang. They even have a system that they added for this where you can, it's very similar to like the XP share thing that we have in the Mu Lung patch right now, but basically you can have a manager character and a crew character, and if the manager character trains, the crew character will also get XP, but you'll also get Soul Erda as well. So not just XP, you'll also get Soul Erda, which is huge because you can level your 6-shop skills with that. They also get their own like VIP sauna as well, so you can like AFK and also train them. They also added a mini game, which is like OG MapleStory, where you could play as like pre-Big Bang type gameplay. We've had a mini game like this before, and it was actually really fun going with 3 of your friends and trying to kill the boss and kill the mobs and level up and stuff. It's actually really fun, to be honest, and the rewards are good. You can see there's like Abyssal Flames, there's Soul Erda, and there's going to be a lot more like XP growth as well to get you past 260. They also added this new item over here, which we'll talk about in a second. They added this new heart in the game called a Plasma Heart that comes with 15 ID and 5 attack. What you do is you have to upgrade your fairy heart into a plasma heart, and the intention of this is to try and like make less of a gap between like fairy heart and then total control, because they're removing the black heart from the game. You have this option and you can get it from an event, so it's not like you have to actually kill a boss or anything. You just get it from an event, and the plasma heart can go up to 20 stars, so it's actually a really good item for the slot. You can see this is like what the upgrade window looks like. They added another alphabet event as well. Basically how this event works is you kill mobs, the mobs drop letters. Some letters have different rarities, like for example C, E, K, and V have the highest rarity, so you're going to get the least of those, and then you have to try and fill in all of the letters here to solve the word. And there's going to be a, I believe, a 20-star scroll in there, which is like really good. And then flames, Soul Erda, growth support, all that type of stuff, cubes, 4x coupon. So it's just like another thing to reward you for training. This is actually a really cool item that they added to the game. It's called the Legion Roid, or in Korea it's called a Union Roid, where basically your android that follows you can be one of your Legion champions, which is pretty interesting, to be honest with you. I think that's really cool. Or it could just be one of your Legion characters. So you can have your main and then like your second strongest character behind you, which is, I think, pretty cool actually. It gives you one of those like Dragon Quest vibes where it's like you have your main character and then the rest of your party is like following you behind you. That'd be pretty sick actually if you do like 3 characters behind you. That's about it for the main changes for this Maple Now, the new KMST update. Again, go to your class discords to find every single tiny bit of information on what changes are coming. Most of them are really good, and there's a lot of really good stuff to look forward to. If you're wondering when this type of stuff is going to come out, it's going to come out approximately 6 months from now. Some stuff might come a little earlier, some stuff might come a little bit later, but that's usually the timeline. Class balancing could come earlier, but stuff like the epic dungeon probably is going to come later. If you have any questions, definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know what type of videos you want. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you watched the whole video, say the word MapleStory now, because you watched the whole thing and you're goated. Anyways, Thanks again. Have a wonderful day. Shout out to my beautiful members: Blazefire, Shooms, Shagad, Ravi Espa, Koga, Skittles, CKJ, Vampiric X, Fresh and Juicy, Kelvin, Cloud Figs, Trashbot, Henzo, Dylan, Cloudy Quesos, Jason B, Sylvester L, JA, Russell M, Mochi Teddy, Zero Sama, Shredbot, Michael R, and Suna TM. I appreciate you guys so much. If you guys ever want to submit art, put it in the Discord fan art channel, and I'll see you for the next video.